Hello guys, D-Man here, and today we are reviewing My Hero Academia 2 Heroes. So I just watched this movie. I just finished a couple hours ago watching this movie, and I gotta say, it's a really good movie. So we're gonna do this like we normally do. If you never watch any of my movie reviews, I do spoiler free, then spoilers. I'll tell you when the spoilers are coming. So yeah, let's just get into this. First off, I want to tell you where this movie took place in, and I want to say it took place between season 2 and season 3, like the summer vacation between those two seasons that we didn't get to see. So I'm pretty sure it took place between season 2 and season 3. So it doesn't have all the new stuff in it, but it does have some stuff in it, and it's pretty damn interesting to say the least. um, but yes, this movie. Very, very good. Let's go through a couple of things. First off, I want to talk about the animation. The animation, better than most My Hero Academia episodes. I say most because there are a few that I find a little bit better than this on certain parts. But better than most, but that's commonplace. It's a movie. It's supposed to be better than the normal just show version of it. There is like one thing in there that I found really kind of like that took another experience. Um, it's when they destroyed like landmarks and stuff. Like when they destroyed things, because there's a lot of fights in here and there's a lot of explosions and stuff. A couple times they destroyed like the ground and stuff around them, and instead of turning into shrapnel, which it would normally do, like if you destroyed concrete with a bomb, it would turn into like just jagged rocks. But instead of turning into that, it turned into cubes. Like everything turned into like a rectangle or a triangle or a square, and it's just all little cubes. It was kind of weird. I almost thought like, is this Minecraft at one point? And I think in the normal My Hero Academia anime that happens sometimes too. Maybe it's just the animation. Maybe that's just a part of the animation. But I just found it a little bit weird that everything just turned into little cubes. It's just kind of like why. But that's a little bit. That's just my personal beef. Let's go on to the voice acting. The voice acting, spectacular, just like the normal show, especially one part with Deku, but we'll get into that a little bit later on the spoiler review, or probably get into a little bit later on the spoiler review. Um, so those two, really good. What else is good in this? The comedy, hilarious, most of it. Most of it hits. There's a really special comedy part in there that I'll get a little bit more into in the spoiler section because it's freaking hilarious. It's the most hilarious joke in the whole thing, at least in my opinion it is. Um, the plot is kind of average. Not really super good, but average. It kind of reminded me of a Naruto tale, like where they were going to a new land or something like that, and then at the end they had to fight like a really badass villain. So it reminds me of a Naruto tale, like a Naruto movie. If you ever seen Naruto movies, this movie semi reminds me of one of those, especially the ending. It just does. Um, so yeah, pretty average plot. Uh, Nothing really else to say about the goodness of it without being able to spoil it. It's just a really good movie in general. I suggest going to see this if you like My Hero Academia. So, let's move on to the things I don't like without spoiling it. So the first thing I don't like... Oh wait, first off, I want to say there's end credit scenes. 2 end credit scenes, or maybe 3, depending on if you count the last one as an end credit scene. So there's 3 end credit scenes, whatever. And this is part of the things I don't like, actually, the end credit scenes. One is kind of okay, but not really worth a stay, like, throughout the whole experience. It's basically, I can't tell you, but let's just say it's like less than a minute of something that's not really anything, and you don't, like, they don't talk or anything, it's just, like, basically, like, just something happening, and it's not really interesting. And then the second end credit scene, I can tell you this without spoiling anything because it's so stupid. This end credit scene lasts for like 20 or more minutes, and it's so freaking stupid. It basically details the first season to the second season. It doesn't detail the second season. It details like a few parts of the second season, but it basically just tells you what happened in the first season, and then it just like, oh yeah, a little bit of the second season. And it doesn't really add much. It does add a few things that are okay, like a few drawings that Deku made, but it's not worth sitting through about like 20 minutes of this bullshit because it's so freaking long. It's just like, oh wow, thank you for recapping the whole first season for me. You know, that's what I wanted to see in this movie that's supposed to be new. And then and then the last end credit scene, if you count this as an end credit scene, at the very end, it gives an end credit scene where it tells you about the new season coming up, but it's not telling you about season 4. I'm pretty sure it's telling you about season 2 or season 3. So you've already seen this on other, like My Hero Academia. If you actually watch the seasons, you've already seen this end credit scene. So it's kind of stupid. It's just like something that you've already seen. And it's detailing from the first whole season. If you like that and you want to see those small little things that are added, go for it. But my personal opinion, do not waste your time like I did, because I sat there for like, it was probably at least 10 to 20 minutes, maybe even more, of just detailing what happened in the first season. I think they put it in there for filler. I don't know if they have any other reason other than just to put it in there for filler to make sure the movie runs for a longer period of time. That's what I think they put it in there for. They could have made some parts of the movies longer and better, but no, they put it in there for filler, I'm pretty sure, just to make the movie look like it's longer. It's a freaking stupid end credit scene. Do not watch it. Watch the first one, it's okay. You don't have to watch it though. But the second one and the third one, garbage. Just complete garbage. And then the other things I don't like about this movie, the pacing and like they jam too much in. They jam too much into this movie, a little bit too much, and they don't spend enough time on it. And as I said, they could have did that 20-minute end credit scene. They could have like done away with that, and they could have put more effort into this, but they didn't. So they do too much in this. Like they try to show too much, but they don't spend too much time on it. They only spend like a minute or two on some things. So like, oh, look at this, that's cool. Look at this, that's cool. Look at this, that's cool. And we don't really get to see like the progression of these things that happen or anything like that. So it's a little bit too jam-packed and not enough time to actually talk about a lot of these things. But it's okay nonetheless. Anything else that I find bad about this movie? Anything else? Huh. Not really anything else. There probably is a few things, but I can't really remember them. And probably some nitpicks here and there that I could say, but I don't really remember them at this point. Is there anything else? The plot line's average. I already told you that. They packed too much stuff in here and didn't really do anything with it. They didn't really have all the characters from the class. We only got cameos of the other characters. We got to see every one of them though, because at the very end we got to see pictures of every one of them. So we only got really cameos of all the characters, and they were all supposedly in this island place. It's kind of weird, but we know they're there because they're feeling the same crisis. But I'll get to that in the spoiler section. But yeah, it's okay. A little bit too much crammed into there, and it's average plotline. So that's my non-spoiler review. Anyways, if I were to rate this 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, 5 being average, I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna rate this at 8. It's a high enough movie up there. It reminds me of the old school Naruto movies I used to watch. Certain parts of it, not all of it does. You can say that it's its own product, obviously, but it does remind me of those certain parts of it. But yes, it does remind me of those, but I still think it's an 8 because it's a good movie. It has an okay plot. It's just average, but it's a good movie nonetheless. And that's about it. So an 8 out of 10. So spoiler alert, spoilers are coming. So the first thing I can spoil is that at the beginning of this, it begins with a pre-cap to like the beginning of the series, and like telling you about Quarks and stuff, and telling you about what happened to Deku and stuff, which totally negates the end credit scene, as I was already saying. So totally skip that end credit scene. But yeah, it's a recap of like everything, and it's okay. It's not the best. There's a few other things like when All Might and Deku are flying to the island. Deku's just like, well, I'm not really your family and stuff like that. Like, I'm surprised you invited me, sort of thing. And he's like, we're not related by blood, but we're related by one for all. And it was kind of a cool thing. I wonder if it's like a father-son relationship or more of a teacher-student relationship. I don't know. It kind of seems like a father-son relationship almost sort of thing, but also a parent-teacher. I mean, a student-teacher relationship as well. But it's interesting that he's just like, we are related in the ways of one for all sort of thing, and that's really interesting to see. That was just like a really interesting part that I thought about, that I thought like I saw. Um, so basically, they go to this island and they meet up with this doctor. You already seen this in the trailers if you haven't watched them yet. And a bunch of other people are there. And as I already said, like the majority of Class A are there, but we don't actually get any storylines. Like we saw Sue, Invisible Girl, I forgot her name, sorry, and what's her name, Pinky. And we also saw the muscle the guy that just drinks a bunch of sugar to get muscles, along with tape arms. We saw all of them like in cameos and stuff, and they were in the same city, but it doesn't really make sense because they're not really in the plot line. I'm surprised they didn't put Sue in the plot line, or all the girls in general. I'm surprised they didn't put them in the plot line. So they were kind of just a waste of space and kind of just like, oh, cameo here and there. I would understand like one or two cameos, but for some reason they were in the same city, but weren't a part of the actual plot line. So it was kind of just weird. Um, but pretty cool, I guess, in the long run. And then here comes the funniest part, man. The funniest part. The funniest part in this is when Deku is with All Might's niece, I guess. She calls him her uncle, even though he's not her biological uncle, because her father and him know each other so much. So she calls him her uncle, and she's just like, oh, Uncle All Might, or Uncle Might, or Uncle All. I think it's Uncle Might, or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's a really sweet relationship, and then Deku and her get to know each other, and I don't know, man. There might be something between those two. I'm just saying. She's even an older lady. Congratulations, Deku. Just, but no, there's this scene in there that happens. Basically, Deku's looking around with her, and then we meet with Uraraka, Earphone Jack Girl, and the girl that can make stuff out of her skin. I don't remember all the names. I'm sorry. But we meet with those people, and Uraraka walks up to Deku, and she's right behind him. He's like, oh, she says something in the vein of like, oh, it looks like you're having fun, Deku, and she has like this really weird expression because she's like jealous. You can just tell she's jealous. And the rest of them are just like, ooh, Deku, looks like you're having fun, sort of thing. Just like, ooh, looks like you're having fun. And they're all just kind of teasing him. Except for Uraraka. Uraraka is like literally jealous. You can tell that she's literally jealous. But the rest are kind of just teasing him about having this, like having a hot chick with him, and be like, ooh, you're going on a date, huh? Like, you're kind of jealous. And then Uraraka's just like, I'm jealous. But she doesn't say that, obviously. So it's really cool little interaction. At the end, she realizes that Deku was just getting torn by her, sort of thing. And it was cool, but the first part was hilarious. It was hilariously cool. And it was the funniest part in this whole movie, in my personal opinion. So, all that happened. Okay, so the plot line is that these terrorists take over this island place, and we don't know why until the very end, and it turns out that the professor wants his technology back because his technology, if I'm not mistaken, can boost Quarks. And he wants to give it to All Might to boost his Quark so his Quark doesn't die out, because he's just like, for some reason All Might's Quark is dying out. And he hasn't told him why his Quark is dying out because he doesn't know, it's a secret still. So yeah, like for some reason it boosts his Quarks. I think that's the whole thing. And it's a pretty cool device. And at the end, the villains turn out to be villains working for One For All, or working with One For All, I think. And he wears the thing, and holy crap, he gets super overpowered. As I've already said, he reminds me of a Naruto villain. They get super overpowered by the end of the movie, and then Naruto and Sasuke or somebody has to fight him. But yeah, he gets super overpowered. He kicks All Might's ass pretty much. And then Deku and All Might go in together, and oh my goodness, it's a really cool thing. I get where they get the name Two Heroes from. I don't really like the name that much because My Hero Academia Two Heroes. It just sounds kind of weird. I think they should have said like A Tale of Two Heroes or something like that, but it's not gonna really work for the story because it's not actually a tale of two heroes. It's just like showing two heroes together, like two heroes, like the old and the new. And it's really cool to see them fight together, man. It's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in like an anime. Uh, is it gooder? Is it better than like Deku fighting Muscle? I forgot his name. Muscular. Or All Might fighting All For One? Is it better in animation? Yes, it is better in animation because it's a movie. The fight in general, I would say a little bit better. Yes, I'd say it's a little bit better because they're teaming up, and oh my goodness, that team up! Like you see All Might, just like he has all the power, but Deku only has it in his one hand. It's you gotta watch the movie. It's freaking awesome. Like it's just this really cool team up where they both just punch the guy, and holy crap, dude! Holy crap! Two generations using One For All against a villain because this villain's super overpowered because he's wearing this headset. It's super cool. And here's a kitty cat. Hey kitty cat, come here. Do the movie with me. Do the movie review. But no, it's super cool. And this fight is super badass. And at the end, Bakugo even smiles. So that's something. But yeah, man, like that fight at the end there is super badass. And I don't know if the show will actually ever be able to beat that fight. They were pretty close with One For All fight, although it wasn't as goodly animated. And also, like, the fight between Midoriya and Muscular, I think his name is, right? And there is one more fight coming up with Midoriya and, I forgot his name, but he wears a mask, like a bird mask. If you read the manga, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, go read the manga. But no, like there's a fight coming up between them, and oh my god, that fight looks so awesome, and I can't wait to see that in the anime. But I don't know if it can beat this fight because this fight was completely spectacular. But yeah, man, this whole thing in general really good. I don't think there's any plot lines that I can think of because this is supposed to be canon. So I don't think there's any plot lines that I can think of. And if Uraraka doesn't work out, Deku has a hot chick on the side. I'm just joking. I don't know if they're gonna go. I don't think they're dating or anything. I think she just likes him as a person. But anyways, it's a really good episode, and it's just good. Cool, man. It's cool. Anyways, that's my review. Hope you liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. Hey guys, D-Man here. Just saying, hope you liked this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and all that nonsense. But anyways, I hope you have a good day, because, you know, the video's over. I hope you watch more videos. Go ahead and click these videos, or click subscribe, you know. See ya.